everyone, today we are going to discuss the Magna Carta for PWDs, rights of the person with disability. But first, let us define persons with disability under Republic Act 1052-4. They are the individuals who suffer long-term physical, mental, intellectual, or sensory impairments which upon interaction with various barriers may hinder their full and effective participation in society on an equal basis with others. Now, the Magna Carta for persons with disability under Republic Act 7277. Persons with disability are part of the Philippine society, and thus the state shall give full support to the improvement of their total well-being and their integration into the mainstream of society. They have the same rights as other people to take their proper place in the society.
Under Republic Act 10754, an act expanding the benefits and privileges of persons with disability, the PWDs are to be provided the opportunity to participate fully into the mainstream of society by granting them at least 20% discount and exemption from the value-added tax on the sale of certain goods and services identified under Republic Act No. 9442 for the exclusive use, enjoyment, or availment of persons with disability. The rights and privileges of PWDs include employment opportunities, education, health, auxiliary social services, telecommunication, accessibility, civil and political rights, discounts, and exemption from value-added tax.
For PWD employment opportunities, do you know that all government agencies, offices, or corporations shall reserve at least 1% of all positions for PWDs? Private corporations with more than 100 employees are encouraged to reserve at least 1% of all positions for PWDs.
And for educational opportunities, a disabled person shall have access to a quality education, and the state shall provide financial assistance to those who economically marginalized.
The Department of Health, together with National Council for the Welfare of Disabled Persons, shall institute a national program which shall aim the following: prevention of disability, whether occurring prenatally or postnatally, recognition and early diagnosis of disability, and early rehabilitation of the disabled. This is important because the identification of the cause of a disability may help prevent the occurrence of such disabilities in future generations.
Auxiliary social services. The state shall ensure that marginalized persons are provided with the necessary auxiliary services that will restore their social functioning and participation in community affairs. Towards this end, the Department of Social Welfare and Development shall develop and implement programs on auxiliary social services that respond to the needs of marginalized disabled persons.
Telecommunication. Services such as broadcast media, telephone services, and postal charges should accommodate the needs of the PWD. TV network should provide sign language inset or subtitles in a news program and consider to cover special events of national significance. PWD have the right to know the current situation in our society by watching TV, and they need devices to communicate, especially in case of emergency.
Accessibility. The state shall ensure the attainment of a barrier-free environment that will enable disabled persons to have access in public and private buildings for public use, such as educational institutions, airports, sports and recreation centers and complexes, shopping centers or establishments, public parking places, workplaces, and of course, public utilities. In order to promote the realization of the rights of disabled persons, to participate fully in the social life and the development of the societies in which they live, and the enjoyment of the opportunities available to other citizens.
Okay, now let's move on to the political and civil rights. The disabled has the right to vote and must be allowed to be assisted by the person of his or her own choice in national or local elections. He or she also has the right to participate and organize processions, rallies, parades, demonstrations, public meetings, and assemblages or other forms of mass or concerted actions held in public.
20% discount and exemption from value-added tax. Services in hotels and similar lodging establishments. Restaurants, recreation centers, admission fees, theaters, and other places of culture, leisure, and amusement. Purchase of medicines in all drug stores. Diagnostic and laboratory fees. Fare for domestic air and sea travel. And funeral and burial services for the death of PWD.